Hello, I'm Dung Dinkle, and this is not a soda. Had it been a soda, the state of Brave would be strong. Alright, let's get to it. There's an awful lot going on. So here I am, we're having a soda. Sid is with me here. He's outside because he's social distancing and we're being safe because we believe in science. So he's safe outside, but he's on a telecommunicational thing. You can hear him here with his comments. Sid, do you have any comment at this point?
I'm happy to be joining the Brave community on my cellular telephone. My cellular telephone.
Very good. All right, let's get to it. First of all, there's some holidays coming up. July 1st is Canada Day. I'm wearing my Canada jacket. So in honor of that, a quick shot of Crown Royal. Cheers, Canada. Whew! All right, now time for costume change. All right. Promptly following Canada Day is the Independence Day of America, 4th of July. Fuck the British. And to celebrate that, I will be drinking Budweiser during this. That's the taste of freedom. Okay. Now, as per tradition, Sid and I are going to eat some ridiculous crap. On sale at the supermarket was Star-Spangled Cupcakes and Star-Spangled Ding Dongs. Now, I think last year we had Twinkies that were Star-Spangled, but now we're going to try these two things. So, Sid, which should we try first, the cupcake or the Ding Dong?
For sure the Ding Dong.
All right, let's try the Ding Dong now. Sid? Well, I was going to toast, but Sid's just, he's right into it.
Really yummy.
Not a huge fan of white chocolate, but this will do. It's kind of a yellow cake on the inside. It's okay. All right, now on to the cupcake. Are you ready?
Yep.
Again, Sid with no ceremony, already chiming in. I have to say, I'm partial to the cupcake. Sid, what's your opinion? Cupcake or Ding Dong?
Cupcake's pretty good.
All right, good. Cheers. All right, let's get to the action here. I want to talk about comms. All right. So just a reminder to all of you, nobody's upset with a little bit of banter in comms, but there's been, again, the tendency for people to get on there and talk about everything else. So I would ask you that from time to time you remember to shut the fuck up and let some other people have time to talk in comms. So it's not your private soapbox to talk about whatever disease you've caught lately. It's time for people to coordinate an E first and foremost, and then tell personal stories too. Thank you. Also, a reminder to people who are FCs or are people acting like FCs in standing fleet. I'm encouraging you to praise in public and correct in private. Nobody likes to get yelled at in front of other people. I know it's tempting, but it's much better for everyone if you have something to correct in someone, you do it privately. So let's keep those comms good and clean and fruitful for everyone. Speaking of comms, joining Brave will be a bunch of new corps starting up soon. I think there's been some announcements in Slack. There's more to come. Brave is welcoming a lot of new people in. And when they arrive, I'm asking all of you to help them get acclimated to Brave. Don't always mean your answers about things. People are going to have questions about how do we do things, where are things, how do we do this, how do we do that. Please be helpful and do not make them get confused when you say a Mimi answer. All right. Now, let's get to the big topic. Just today it was announced that we are going to war. War never changes. Legacy Coalition has informed the Imperium Coalition that we will be dropping our non-invasion pact on July 5th. I don't know all the actual terms to all that, but it's being dissolved, which means some of the kind of mutual assistance that the two coalitions had is dissolving, and it's likely going to turn into big fights. So you have about 2 weeks. Now is your time to make ISK and sock it away. The fighting could kick off at any moment. You never know how these things go. But now is the time to make ISK. War is not easy in EVE. You need to expect and prepare for losses and setbacks along with victories and successes. We have been in several wars in Legacy. We've been in several wars in Brave, and we've seen both amazing victory and we've seen humiliating defeat. Do not get caught up in the day-to-day. It's going to be months and months and months of this kind of stuff, and you need to be ready for it. So there are going to be surprises. There will be inevitable betrayals. There will be old foes becoming friends. There will be old friends becoming foes. Do not get caught up in all of the drama. It's fun for the shit posting from time to time. It's good memes, it's good propaganda and all that stuff. But the most important thing I want you to remember about this war is EVE is a game. And to the outside world, every single EVE player is the same kind of space nerd. We're all one family of space nerds. And there is no room for personal attacks on real-life individuals in this war because of it. Outside of our in-game banners and all that kind of stuff, we're all the same kind of people, part of one community. So feel free to make propaganda, feel free to shitpost, feel free to do all kinds of things. But if you make personal attacks against a real person, you will be dealt with harshly because there's no place for that kind of ad hominem attack in Brave. So hopefully I'm clear. If you have questions about this, please let me know and I'll make it very clear for you about what I'm talking about. All right. Tax changes. Sid loved taxes. Do you love taxes, Sid?
No.
Did you pay a lot of taxes this week?
I did. Proud of it.
Very good. Well, taxes are changing in Brave. Many of you have already seen the Ansiblex fees have gone up to match the cost of the liquid ozone that goes on. It can be frustrating, but we have to pay for it somehow. And with war coming, I want you to expect more changes to taxes to help fund the Alliance and fund the SRP ship replacement program that's going to help do this for the war. So we're still working out the details on that. It shouldn't be too harsh or too terrible. But in times of war, we need extra money. And so expect changes in taxes that are coming on. Taxes are never popular, but I think you can understand why we need more money when we're going to war to create more contact for you to blow up more people's stuff. All right. How to prepare for war 101. So the first thing is set aside some ISK and don't spend frivolously now. There's been a lot of talk about people buying very blingy stuff, and that's cool and all that, but now's the time to stop buying blingy stuff and to start saving your ISK and buying your doctrine ships and getting ready for the inevitable times when your ship gets blown up. So make some ISK, save some ISK, be ready for war, build up your hangar with the kind of ships we need to fight. If you haven't already trained Infomorph Psychology, which is the skill that gives you jump clones, now is the time to train Infomorph Psychology. You probably have some skill points lying around from all the ones that CCP is giving out. Make sure you have Infomorph Psychology and Infomorph Synchronization, I think it's called, trained up so you can have more jump clones and a shorter time between when you can use them. Jump clones will be critical in this war effort. Skill into the doctrines that are going to be used in war. If you still haven't skilled into some of the Cruiser 5 stuff that you need to fly our doctrines, now's the time to really get working on that. And I'm just going to say this. Dreadnoughts, dreadnoughts, dreadnoughts. The ship that's going to see a tremendous amount of action is dreadnoughts. So if you're close to being in a dreadnought, if you have the dreadnought skill but don't have one, now is the time to get prepared. This is going to be a set of battles that there's going to be a lot of capital ships dying, and dreadnoughts are the ones that kill other supercaps, or caps and supercaps. So you've heard me talk about it month after month about how I want you in dreadnoughts first. I know you think you want a ratting carrier, But if you're in a dreadnought, you're going to see action repeatedly in this war. All right, let's talk about capitals and supers for a little bit. In war, capital ships are strategic assets to Brave and to the rest of our coalition. Do not waste them. I know people that have fun YOLOing caps around and being dumb with capitals and super capitals, and in kind of peacetime, that's fine, no problem with it. But now, as we're likely heading into pretty serious war, it's the time that every capital matters. Replacing them is not so easy. And so please consider what you're doing with capitals and super capitals so that they're going to be used at a time when they have most effectiveness. Dropping them to try and stop 10 kikis is not an effective use of a dreadnought these days. We're going into war, so be smart. Let me mention it one more time. The most effective capital is a bomb dread. It needs to be available at a moment's notice. So I'm going to keep stressing that I would like you all in dreadnoughts, because the more dreadnoughts we can drop at the drop of a hat, the more likely we're going to succeed in a lot of these upcoming battles. Super capitals and force auxiliaries will see action in these upcoming events. So if you have them, be ready for them. People are going to lose super caps. People are going to lose a tremendous amount of force aux in these kind of wars. So be ready, be trained, be willing to fly them, and understand now that you will probably lose them in these upcoming battles. So with that, I've given a bunch of information. Sid is staring into the distance, enjoying a fine June day. There he is, social distancing. So, not a lot of details, but with war coming, you'll be hearing more and more details coming up soon. So, until then, have fun, stay classy, and be brave.
Okay.